Is becoming an IBS virtual dietitian worth it? You might be wondering about the specialization. Maybe you're interested in gut health, or more specifically, chronic disease like IBS or IBD, but you're not really sure who's done it before in the space of dietetics, or if there's a future for you. So in this video, I'm going to break that down for you step by step. Now, I'm going to link some videos above so you can check out some of our clients, alumni who are in the space of IBS in the virtual space, and they are doing really amazing work and adding contributions in various ways. Now, our clients have ranged from gut health to something more specific like chronic disease, IBS and IBD, and it's really up to you to choose what you specifically want to solve within the realm of IBS or any kind of gut issue, right? So that's up to you. And there are many ways that you can provide solution in this space. So I do encourage you to watch the videos that I'm linking here to see what your peers are doing and do some research and find out what are the problems and frustrations that people have with gut health in general, or with IBS specifically? Would you be targeting somebody in the beginning stage when they're newly diagnosed? Or would you be targeting somebody in the space who has had IBS for a while, but hasn't really nailed the nutrition piece, and they might be struggling to manage their symptoms, and they feel 9 months pregnant when they go to bed because they can't yet manage the bloat, despite having some perhaps labs under control. So I want you to think about what part of that story does your business want to come in and solve for as a specialty? We have several success stories from dietitians in this space, ranging from solo practice to dietitians that do brand work to dietitians that have group practices that help the community with IBS and IBD. So I want you to check out those videos that are linked above. Now, you might be wondering, why is it worth it at all to specialize as an IBS virtual dietitian? Wanting to specialize is a choice that you have to make. But realize that when you do choose to specialize, and if you go the IBS route, there are, I don't know the stats specifically, you'd have to look them up for current, for what's going on today, but there's a lot of people that have gut issues. Gut health is a trending topic. There's a lot of new research in this space, and it's a really rewarding field to contribute to. And you're not the first and only person in this space. So there's a lot of leaders before you that you can look up to, not copy from, but seek some inspiration and see what they've been up to and how you can uniquely position yourself as an IBS virtual dietitian. Specializing helps you stand out. It's easier for you to make connections, work with doctors that are in that space if you choose to, or any other providers like therapists that might want to refer to you. In addition to, if you position yourself as an expert, then other dietitians will look up to you if they get a referral for IBS or IBD in that space and they can't solve that, but they know that you can. So there's a lot of benefits with specializing, from relationship building to even your marketing campaigns, because when you have a clear and specific niche, like an IBS virtual dietitian, that really helps you when it comes up with content creation and when it comes to using the online world as a vessel to attract more clients. You will need to be willing to continue to learn and grow in this space, whether you choose something as general as gut health or as specific as IBD, because the research is evolving. So you will need to stay up to date with supplementation, recommendations, etc. And if you have complex client situations, if you're working one-on-one, then you'll need to stay abreast of the other clinical indications, of course. So this niche, and especially if you're going the chronic disease route of gut health, meaning IBS and IBD, will require that you keep up with your clinical skills, which is no different than any other specialty, really, but it's something that I feel is necessary for me to express if you're looking at specializing in the online space as a virtual IBS dietitian. You're also going to need to build a strategy, and that's true for any niche, but I want to give you an example and link this video above of our client Ashley, who runs a group practice, and a strategy she's been able to codify with our support here at Dietitian Boss to grow her business. So it's not enough to just come up with a brand, position yourself as unique and get clients. You're going to need a long-term strategy for what you're offering and how you're going to continue to retain customers, and if you choose to hire people, contractors or employees, how you want to position your business as well. So thinking of a strategy in context of being a virtual IBS dietitian is important. So I want you to go back and watch that video when we wrap up here today. Now, I want to close with why it's not worth it. Now, choosing not to specialize is your choice. I see this more with people who take insurance, because when you get referrals from physicians, you might want to be more of, I accept all types of disease states versus just focusing on one. So this is completely up to you. It depends on how you want to market. It depends on what you find fulfilling. It can feel okay for some practitioners, some dietitians, to not specialize because they like that variety. I know for a lot of our clients, and for me, when I practice as a clinical dietitian and as a nutrition consultant, I absolutely preferred to specialize because it helped me focus my efforts, because nutrition is such a broad topic that if I were to get an influx of clients with different ailments, I would be hitting the books all day and doing admin, and I would really feel very stretched when it came to adequate time for patient care. So it's a personal choice if you choose to specialize or not. I can do a whole other video on that, but when it comes to this niche, if you do choose to specialize, this is in high demand. Anything in the gut health IBS IBD world is in demand and in a virtual capacity. You have an ability to target more people if you effectively use online marketing and social media marketing, like many of the client examples I've linked previously. If you don't prefer chronic disease or in-depth continuing education for clinical as well as business, I don't suggest becoming a virtual IBS dietitian because it will require lifelong learning. It will require also a commitment to empathy, because a lot of folks in this space that come to you and need help, they're struggling. They either have chronic bloat or they have signs and symptoms they haven't been able to manage, and that can feel really frustrating. They might come to you with a lot of anxiety. And so you need to work on your empathy training as much as your clinical skills and your counseling skills and your research skills, not to mention the strategy and the business hat. So there's quite a lot to take on. Of course, it depends on what product or service you're selling. If you're doing affiliate marketing, brand sponsorships, if you're running a group program or individual programming, meaning if you're doing counseling or coaching. So of course, there's some nuance to this conversation, but overall, as a niche, if you do choose this route in the IBS world, you will need to stay abreast of the research in addition to the business skills if you really want to create more impact and grow as a registered dietitian. Lastly, if you're unwilling to come up with a strategy and keep up with a strategy of how you will grow from the business side outside of the clinical side, you'll have a really hard time standing out and sustaining your business. So I want you to keep in mind all of the factors we've discussed today and think critically if becoming a virtual IBS dietitian is in store for you and if that feels good. If you want support while you're narrowing down this specialty and learning how to build a strategy that's effective, I invite you to join the library. This is our affordable monthly membership that can help you start, grow, and manage your business as a registered dietitian so that you can not only get more clients, but keep them and build a lifestyle on your terms. I want you to check out this next video on screen.